Hello everyone! What a big good news today, guys. Baby Juniper is home finally. Thank you. We are so happy really. Thank you guys sa nagtulong kay baby. Thank you, thank you. Join po kayo now, guys. Kami po ni Philip ang mag-ano dito, mag-host. Ngayong Sunday na to is August. So, na-late po ako guys kasi po naglagay po kami ng naglagay po ako ng curtain dyan kasi masyadong bright sa background. So, and before that, somebody, our friend called from USA, just say hi. Then it takes 30 minutes to talk because the signal, so every time somebody will call from outside the country, the signal really is not it's not strong, diba? Napansin niyo po na pag magla-live po ako dito, ang, ang signal hindi po straight. So ganun po 'yung nangyari. Hindi po ako agad naka-online because I promised that 8 o'clock in the morning I'm going to live, and it's late, and then I put like, thank you guys. Ang saya-saya po namin talaga guys nakalabas. Thank you Ate Inday. Thank you Ate, grabe ang bata. Gulay. Yung after nag-LS kami guys ni Philip, dalawa lang po yung nagtulong sa amin, pero at least po nagtulong po sila kahit konti, at saka na ibanan po yung yung bill sa bata. Grabe guys, ang ng lahat ang bill, tapos si Philip lang po yung mag-discuss about that. So ngayon po is masaya na po ang lahat dito guys. Pagdating namin sa bahay ni Juan, yung mga niya, mga pinsan, yung mga bata, because wala pang klase ngayon. Ang saya po nila tingnan na nakauwi na po si baby. So, thank you. Asan na tabi? Thank you guys, tulong ninyo. Thank you ma'am and sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much talaga. Daghang salamat sa inyong tabang guys. Marami pong salamat sa tulong niyo po. At saka kay Ju Life in the Philippines. Thank you so much Ju and Perry. Thank you Ju so much sa starting from 2 weeks naman sila. So, I know Ju, nanggaling po sa inyo lahat sa iyo yung mga subscribers. Ang babait ng mga subscribers mo, Ju. Tapos, sa akin mayroon din nagtulong kay baby, pero almost sa inyo po, Ju, nanggaling yun. So, thank you, Ju, sa imong time. Thank you sa imong pag-share sa imong blessing po, Ju, sa family ni Lando ug Juan. Ang bait nyo talaga po, Ju. Sana pagpalain ka ng Panginoon at saka ang family mo. Ikaw po yung tinuro ng Panginoon para po matulungan si baby. So, thank you talaga sa effort mo, Jo. So, pagpatuloy mo po, Jo, yung yung ginagawa niyo po. Kasi po, parang yung fit mo yung ginagawa mo. Nagagalak ako kasi kung wala ka, Jo, iwan ko. Kaya nga nag-chat ako sa iyo. Nagmamakaawa, please. Can you take a video to the baby like that? So thank you so much, Jo, sa tulong, Jo. So I know they are listening. So, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ate. Grabe. Bongga po kasi si Baby Juniper nakalabas na po kahapon. August 1. Nag-stay po sila sa hospital 2 weeks yata yun. Parang 2 weeks yata yun. Natatakot po kasi kami guys kasi doon sa hospital yun. Hindi naman po safety doon, di ba? Thank you. So, wala na pong problema guys. Wala na pong problema kay baby kasi po nakalabas na po siya. So, thank you sa lahat-lahat talaga. 8 o'clock na. Ay, saan na yun? Hala. Saan na yun? Yeah, happy Sunday everyone. Kumusta po kayo? Ay, Sunday na yun? Dito, no? Wala, masimba. Teka muna guys, may gagawin ako dito. Thank you guys sa thumbs up. Nice. Hello, Jewel Stellings. Thank you. Good morning. Taga saan po kayo? Hi, Mo Margarita Dulay. How much did the hospitalization cost, Beth? Yeah, we have the... how much? How much? Okay. Kami po ni Philip mag-ano, Hala. Naglibog po. Yeah, ako po yung thank you sa inyo. Kasi malaki pong natulong nyo kay baby, ma'am. Thank you so much talaga po. Kumusta po kayo, ma'am? Oo, ang sarap naman yung flowers na yan. Thank you, Jewel. Kapat ka to si ate ng ano. Ang saya naman po. Taga saan po kayo, ma'am? Pwede po bang magtanong? Puro lagi na lista niyo po. Isa. Pero ito sa atin na paglalagay dito. Okay. He's still busy. There. We'll just wait. On YouTube. Thank you so much, Jewel. Taga saan ka, Jewel? Ay, di man makuha sa computer. Ay, ano naman eh. Ay, ano na eh. Yes, guys. Nice. Tama na. Computer won't open.
Which you want?
The Wi-Fi?
Yep.
This one.
Oh, you should be. You can't get it?
No.
Go on the other one once and see if
Oh,
you
it's here now. Keep on rotating.
Sometimes you gotta go a couple of times in order to see it.
Yeah, okay now. Here, I have a stool here.
That's okay.
I just... yeah.
Just go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, guys. Here.
Beth is figuring something out here, and I haven't got a clue. I generally do the math in my head. But, so she's got something going on here, trying to figure out. And that,
The fan is so...
the what?
My back. Cold.
Turn it off. Here, sit down.
Sorry, guys. The fan is so... You just turn on, but then don't focus on my back. So cold my back. Thank you. Okay, guys. Kumusta po kayo, guys? Yan. So, you're okay like that?
I'm fine. Yeah.
You're back.
I'm fine. If I need to sit down, I'll move.
Why, you look like handsome like that?
Oh, I'm handsome no matter what. So.
Hi, Ate Inday! Late ko tiba nag-online kay naama manggoy ka ng kuha na nawag na mo. Na nagbutang bukog tarp sa likod. Happy the baby is better and was able to come home. Yes! Looks like it's so bright.
Yeah. The neighbors surrounded us when we got back late yesterday afternoon.
Oh, better that.
About 5 o'clock or so. We got back, and of course we were inundated by all the neighbors wanting to come and see, especially kids, because they're familiar with the baby and that. So yeah, it was kind of nice for everybody.
Hello, Beth and Philip. Yes, Ate Inday. Si Bibi talaga ate, masayahin na bata. Tapos para yata yung dancer na bata or matalino or para gang naaliw po kayo pag ano, kayo po ang kaharap kay Bibi. Bibi is, he's not a boring really. That's great. Yeah, she will. Hindi po siya, parang madali siyang catch up yung ano, yung anong, yung anong, itanong mo sa kanya. Happy kid. Why is so blurry here?
Yeah, I don't know.
Huh?
I thought it was my glasses, but it isn't. That,
No, the background.
yeah, everything is kind of blurry today. It kind of feels like the cloud my mind is in. A little bit
Yeah,
blurry
because
every day.
outside is so bright.
No, no. Well, yeah, maybe.
Limutan na diri guys. Ay,
But
nagipaton ang electric fan sa kuha.
that's probably why. But there's nothing. We're in a spot here where you really can't do anything else, and there's not that much light coming in at all. So that's probably just the way it is from here. Anyhow, hello everybody that's watching us here, and of course, big news is well, we got the baby home. Yes, and we picked.
Felix is not included here.
I think we're back live. Yeah, we are. Hello, everybody. Yeah, thanks.
Yes, he is so cute, really.
Thanks for being with us.
Juniper's smile is contagious. Yeah, very contagious, really. Ate. Once he hear the music, he gonna do 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 do. Nagkakaliw po yun si baby. Kaya po ate, worth it yung ano mo, yung tinulong mo sa kanya. Sana ako dito. Nabaliw. Hello, Philip.
Hello, hello. Hello. I'm getting older every day, but I'm still up and about.
Really?
Sometimes I wonder. I'll tell you, when I get up in the morning, sometimes, wow. If it wasn't for a little bit of exercise and that first 10 cups of coffee, I'd be a sorry sight indeed.
Here, this one.
What? Yep.
Felix not included.
Yeah, which is probably pretty close to the total amount.
Okay.
We've just kind of been figuring here everybody that contributed to the medical bill and the miscellaneous bill here, that kind of the totals and everything else and how it matches up to what we actually spent in that. And oh, the way it looks right now, wow, we're just about right on the money. We may be about 1,000 to 1,500 paces off between the two totals and that. So yeah, good. And we still got some cash, and that's all going to go to Lando and Joanne. We want to head into town today, Taliban, and see if we can pick up a mop, some sponges, some Lysol, and a bucket for them, so they can clean what they are able to. You have to realize their little hut has a split bamboo floor in it, which is above the ground. But still, and the baby lays on a blanket on this. So just to be able to take a mop to it and Lysol it and everything in case there's anything there. When you step down out of that into what kind is their kitchen, it's a dirt floor. So you're not going to Lysol that for sure. But at least with the table and the chairs and everything else that they've got there, and it's all mostly bamboo, that they can at least clean it and sponge it, and because somehow the little guy got the virus at home here, so we want to do as much as we can. And we told them yesterday when we dropped them off that we were going to go into town today and pick up all that cleaning stuff so they could actually go through and plus some hand sanitizer. So that you know, an extra big bottle of that, so that they've got that there. You know, these people can't afford this. It may be easy for us, but they're really luxuries to the people here. You know, and they've got their priorities in food. You know, to be able to eat every day. And sometimes they just make enough to be able to do that, and any type of addition onto that is pretty much of a luxury. So, like I said, we do have some extra cash remaining from the donations, which I was hoping we would after we got back, and this will all go for additional supplies for them, so that they can maintain a cleaner place. You know, I'm not saying that it wasn't clean before at all, but you've got to realize most of these are nipa huts here, which is basically a bamboo hut above the ground with a nipa roof, which is actually leaves woven together, a nipa roof. And the floor is generally what they do is they'll take the round bamboo and they'll split it in 6, 8 pieces, okay? And if you lay those out flat, they all fit together because you split back to back. So when they take that and kind of fold it out and lay it down, it's flat, and all the little knots to it and everything else kind of match, which seals up the floor. There's still cracks in the floor. We live in our converted nipa hut here, and the floor here that is now 8 years old is still the old floor. We do some stain and that every couple of years to kind of restain it and reseal it again, because it does get dirty in that. But there are gaps. There's gaps that ants can crawl up through and everything like that, and that's part of life here. That's just back in the back country here, you ain't going to get away from that no matter where you live back here, unless you got a closed-in concrete house, and except for the very wealthy, that doesn't exist here really. And with a young couple starting out like Lando and Joanne, boy, like I said, go into your kitchen, go into your restroom, walk around a little bit. Their places maybe only that big. So yeah, it's a whole different life out here once you get away from the cities. And like I said, even in the cities, what they don't want to show you in all the advertising here is, of course, the slums. And boy, there are slums, period, that you won't believe. And there is garbage here in the streets, on the streets, between the buildings. That's absolutely incredible. And you don't get that if you've never lived here. And like I said, when they show their videos and advertising promotions by More Life in the Philippines and all that other stuff, they want to show you the resorts and everything like that. But once you get away from that, like I said, the average people here, and like I said, probably 70-80% of them live a third world lifestyle here. So, and we live in one of those areas. Oh, we got a message from Facebook? I don't know what that was. I didn't see that. But I see there are more people listening right now. Yeah, come on board. It's just because my good-looking face is on here now. We're going to get all them good people coming on here. Plus, I can't shut up, so I always keep on talking to everybody to keep it going and that. And people just like to hear somebody talking while they're walking around the room doing whatever. So we'll see if we can do that, at least to start things off here. And like I said, these other countries are they're inundated with the news here, and boy, I'll tell you, to try to get the news here in the Philippines, even though we've got CNN, which well, I won't say any more about it, but and it's in English here, so every once in a great while, like about once every 6 months, I'll turn.
And we're back.
Yeah, I guess we're back. Yep, yep.
Hi guys, glad that the baby is finally home. Good job for everyone. Thank you, Beth and Philip.
Oh yeah, it's been a
Yeah.
long.
You're welcome, sir. Thank
The
you too.
nightly bill, because they charge 1,500 pesos per day, was like 18,000, which is like 12 days. So he was in there 12 nights, and in his 13th day there when we finally picked him up. So for the little baby, for Lando, and for Ipi, which is Joanne's sister, younger sister, that was there helping. Oh boy, it was a long 2 weeks for everybody. And then Beth and I made five trips down there. And round trip, it's about 220 kilometers, about, I don't know,
4,000.
130, 140 miles round trip. And that, but don't think of it as while getting in your car and speeding down the road at 60 miles or 70 miles an hour. How come it took you 2.5 hours to get from there to Tagbilaran? It's only 100 kilometers. I'll tell you what, when you drive here, you better have eyes in the front of your head, the side of your head, and in the back of your head. And it, you're dealing with traffic like you'll have I've never dealt with my whole life, and I drove semi for 16 years in the U.S. It is a whole different ballgame, and to be able to make it to Tagbilaran from here in 2 hours, boy, that is excellent time, excellent. So those 5 trips down there were 5 full days that we spent on the road and down there, and trying to make sure everybody was taken care of, and of course, transporting some family members so they could kind of switch off, helping Lando take care of the baby and that. So, well, it was a long 12 days, and a little bit more relaxing now that everybody's home. But it's not over. Uh, Looking at the dressing yesterday when we did it before we left, the wound is still open, not anywhere near what it was before. Um, it's going to be like I said, it's going to be a week or two more of changing that dressing every day, and the medication. He's got 4 different types of liquid medication, and one of them is the exact same thing, antibacterial, that I took for my hand and my foot, the infection I got back in July. And like I said, it took me a month to get rid of it. Period. Something nasty. And nobody really knows where it came from or how they catch it. And I don't know how I caught mine. It just started developing, and boy, within a few days, it went from bad to worse. Period. Until I finally went to the doctor too, so I could get some medication for it. And there with same thing, putting bandages on to keep it running because the wounds run and everything else. Uh, to keep it running and to kind of keep them open. Like I said, you don't want them closed up when you get to that point. You want to keep the wounds open so they keep on discharging and that. And then, of course, the medication to help them heal.
That's the fact, especially in the dark. Lots of motorists don't have lights.
Oh gosh, like I
Indeed.
said,
Grabe.
we had to come home in the dark
You almost
the
hit.
4th time, and I mean, we were in the dark almost from the time we left Tagbilaran. I'll tell you, You don't. You're dealing with people walking down the road in dark black clothes, and I mean walking on the road, not the shoulder. They'll walk down that white line on the shoulder side of the road. Period. You've got motorcycles because everybody here owns a 115 to 125 cc motorcycle. That's their 90% mode of transportation here. The other one is the tricycle, which is just a passenger being able to carry passengers on. Uh, are we back? Oh, are we back? Yeah,
Hi. Yes.
I
Good, I
can.
found you on YouTube. We'll be back soon. Thank you so much, Ma'am Jewels. Stallings. Stallings. My husband drove from Anda to Tagbilaran. It scared a heck of me.
Oh yeah, like I said at night, and you know I gotta wear glasses at night because my eyesight's not the best. But I'll tell you, when you pull out and almost your headlights are looking at a tricycle or motorcycle with no lights on at all.
Yes, then the dogs will just run.
And then you got to realize that most of the vehicles here have tires that have needed replacing for quite some time. That includes the motorcycles, that includes the tricycles, that includes, unless they're brand new 1 or 2 year old vehicles, that includes most vehicles out on the road. Then throw the big trucks, the 10 wheelers into this stuff that's transporting food right now and
So
is really
big.
the main means of getting food to the different islands here. And then throw those in, and then the speed difference between all three of them, all four of them, like walking speed. Then you got tricycle speed. Then you got motorcycle speed. Then you got the big truck speed. And then you got car speed. And they're all traveling at different speeds on the same 2-lane highway. I'll tell you.
Ha ha ha, even the police mobile has no backlight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You're correct, ma'am. You're
And
correct.
like I said, you see a clear stretch of road at night, you pull out the bend, your lights hit a motorcycle coming right at you, no lights on at all. And he's not wearing anything that would indicate there's a person on there. He's got dark clothes on. They disappear into the night here, so yeah, really careful.
Hi, Beth and Philip, watching from Jacksonville, Florida, USA, 9:20 p.m. here. Hello, Mom. Inkais, thank you so much.
Yeah, Jacksonville, I wish they were still holding the Republic Convention there, but I hear that they turned it down now, which is too bad. And I know you got a big outbreak there of the virus. I keep track every day. I'm on the internet every day. I'm kind of a research nut. I like doing research on what's happening around the world and being a yeah. Like I said, it's an experience. I try not to drive at night at all here anymore. We didn't have any choice because we got such a late start on our fourth trip down there. But we had to get down there because they were out of food, out of money, and everything. So hopefully we're back up here.
Yeah, somebody's here.
Yeah.
iCourt, hello. Hi. Hello, iCourt. In Kaisoman Garden, monitoring on the hurricane is not coming to our area. Hala.
Yeah, it's South Florida from what I'm hearing right now, and of course I know where you're on the East Coast there, up in the north part of Florida. It's supposed to hit way farther south towards Miami, from what I hear this morning, and that getting on the news. But boy, it's hurricane season, and they're piling up there like usual. And they just got through with one in where was that? South Texas, heading across. New Orleans, Louisiana, up into Mississippi and that too, where boy they've had enough problems with rain the way it is without having any more. So, like I said, I keep up with what's going on every day, not only in the U.S. but pretty well around the world. I do a lot of research, and especially now on the virus. I do a lot looking for articles and everything that's going on. Um, and all you people out there need to do the same because this vaccine coming out, I'm really leery about it. Too fast, too quick. Uh, but that's kind of another whole live chat, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
Bob Cagson. Hello. Hello, Sir Bob Cagson. Thank you so much. My wife have been watching you guys for a while now. It's to see it's to see you. It's nice to see you guys are doing good. Thank you so much. Hi, Court. We are in hurricane season until November. Hello.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Where are they at there?
Sige to. Sige ka. Here, Florida.
Oh yeah, the ones in Jacksonville. Yeah, I know. Uh, the only thing I've like I said, I drove semi for 16 years. I've been in Florida quite a few times. You might know I'm picking up oranges, dropping off meat products and that from the Midwest. But I'll tell you what, Southern Florida is as flat as a pancake, and I mean when the wind blows, it don't. It blows sideways. I mean, it's just something about Southern Florida, I'll tell you. At least when you get up farther to the north, you get some hills and everything like that. But yeah, quite a place.
What about during flooding?
Well, no, they got the swamps in the south.
Oh.
If you go across Alligator Alley down there, and then the swamps start all there farther south, and they get a lot of rain in Florida, but it's good growing. And like I said, because citrus is a hot weather crop, citrus fruit and that they grow a lot in Florida and in the southern Florida and that. Northern Florida can get frost, and they can occasionally, very occasionally, get some snow too up there. So it's kind of a different place, but they don't last for long. And that I should tell you about the time I was coming out of Florida, heading back up north, and of course on the interstate that goes up to Atlanta. I just gotten across the state line into Georgia, okay? And I'm driving semi, 18 wheelers, and it started snowing. And I'm talking, this is spring break for the college students down in Florida. And so they're still in their cars with bathing suits on and everything else. And it started snowing. By the time we got halfway to Atlanta, the road was closed. We were parked on the interstate. We were there for 3 days. No such thing as snow removal in southern Georgia or northern Florida and that. And because I had full tanks of fuel, I had people from cars actually spending time in my truck. Period. There was a bunch of girls on spring break from Florida, like I said, still in their bathing suits, heading back home. Didn't quite make it. But we sat in there till the Army actually came out with snow plows and were able to pull out and plow out enough that we could actually get through. But 3 days we sat on the interstate there. If it wasn't for a little restaurant, we were close to an overhead that was down below the overhead. And everybody headed there to stay warm and, of course, to eat. And they eventually ran out of food, period, because nobody could get to. But yeah, years ago. But just to let you know that, wow, yeah, it can snow, and it can snow big time sometimes. But it's gone. Like I said, 3 days and it's gone. It just so happened we were caught in the middle of it.
Yeah. Roger Brown, Philip, please start videos again. I miss them.
Oh, yeah, I kind of explained why I gave up. I first got to tell you, I haven't owned a cell phone for the 10 years I've been here. It's basically because the 16 years I drove semi and everything, I was permanently attached first to a beeper. And what would come across a beeper is a phone number, and you had to stop somewhere, and then it went to the cell phone, period. And that was 24/7. And boy, after you're attached to that for 16, 18 years, wow, I didn't want to have anything to do with the cell phone, period. And that, so I'm basically without here.
Yep, as I was turning left with my left turn signal, this motorcycle maniac behind me, all I knew, zoomed like hell, and it crashed on my side. He was drunk as hell, my good life.
Oh, that's one thing you gotta watch out for here.
Yeah,
The male Filipinos, they love their tanduay. And tanduay is what, 80 proof?
liquor,
Yeah,
alcohol.
80 proof, 80 proof. But they do love their tanduay. And boy, can they drink it too. It's a staple here, period. And like I said, driving, you got them on the road too. So, like I said, I basically stay away from it. And I probably only the 10 years I've been here.
We have accident that one before, right?
Yeah.
Then it's our fault. No damage. We pay the guy.
Oh no, that was. We're riding in San Francisco with our multi-cab and that. A dog ran across the road in front of me, so I slowed down quick, and a tricycle plowed into the back of me. And
Yeah.
I get out and going, what the heck's going on? I had no brakes. And it was my fault. What more can you say? You know, that's, and of course he wanted my fault. I gave him something, but that's the other thing you put up with driving here.
Yeah.
Most vehicles, the tires should have been replaced a long time ago. And not only do the lights not work, a lot of times the brakes don't work either. Oh boy, like I said, it's an experience, and that's why I just, like I said, I strictly drive during the day, and we leave early enough in the morning. And we got about year round because we're so close to the equator, and that here our
Okay.
days and nights are fairly equal in length. Uh, During the summer months, like right now, the summer solstice was June 21st. I got to think. Anyhow, which is the longest day, longest period of light in that. And we're still so close to 12 hours each, like I said, because we are so close to the equator here.
Maming Kai's home and garden, we had light snow in 1989. What is light snow?
Oh yeah, light snow is just like a light rain here is just a little bit of raindrops.
Ah, okay.
Oh yeah.
I court Philip really need to restart his video again. Maybe just keep all the videos on one channel.
Yeah, I know it. And, yeah,
We'll just do it here, guys, live,
and
okay?
I'll tell you, making videos is kind of fun. There is when you start telling the truth, there is a backlash, and I got tired too of the negative comments. And once they start going after you, I mean, you can go in and delete them. You can go in and block them. What they do is just start another website and you're right back at it again here. Uh, it's pretty disgusting, and so many of them, like I said, they're making so much money. They don't, you criticize them and everything, and it's then it turns into drama, and basically that's how they got rich in the first place, was creating drama, because YouTubers and especially listeners like a lot of drama, and we've had too much here already as far as the drama goes. And I'm retired. Uh, I don't want to deal with that anymore. I want to be able to enjoy life the last few years that I have, do what I can, and, not only for Beth, but for the Filipino people here, to help them as much as we can, even though we haven't got a lot of money. We do what we can for the people here. Uh, that's what it's all about for us. The drama, the hate speech, the name calling, and everything like that. And if you've read some of the comments on my apology, you all at once you find it. And to me, it's just, you know, if you haven't got something good to say about somebody, keep your mouth shut, keep your fingers off the keyboard, and just get up and go away. It's just really disgusting. And they just, and like I said, there's a group of YouTube listeners out there, and that makes their whole day is all the drama that's happening and everything. And no, not in my ball game. That's why I gave up the YouTube channel too, that I had. After a while, you just get tired of, and there's a lot of good people, and a lot of good people have given comments here, and you want to be able to see this. You like meeting people overseas that you've probably never seen, but they seem like the kind of people that could be friends of yours. And that's how the way we look at it, the way Beth look at it too. Of why we both started doing this and doing the channels that we're doing, and especially Beth right now is she just enjoys the people that come online and meet and talk. You know, the Filipino people are just, especially the gals, they're born with a cell phone attached to their umbilical cord, I think. I really believe that, and they can't ever cut it. They're afraid that life will cease to exist if they cut and separate that cell phone from themselves. Oh boy! But yeah, it's a real different culture, and especially for me, that I just wanted to get away from the cell phone, period, and get away from that ringing and everything else. And I I haven't missed it. I know I drove semi for 16 years in the U.S., and some of my friends said, "Boy, the day you quit, boy, you're gonna miss it. You're gonna miss it. You're gonna miss it. You're gonna sleep about it at night. You're gonna wake up missing it." I have not missed one single day. Not one, period. And I had some good trips and I had some bad trips. Just time to change, you know. And I don't miss it a single bit. It's like here. I lived in Montana for 10 years. The snow, the ice. I lived back in the mountains. I didn't have running water. I didn't have electricity. Uh, you make changes in your life, period, and do whatever you can. And the whole point of it is to get out there and enjoy the life you want to enjoy, and as best as you possibly can.
Okay. Philip really need, I finished naman eh. Beth was doing a great job with her videos as well. Thank you, Sir Icor. Thank you. Got that right, Philip. They drive. I love watching your videos, especially your beautiful place, lots of mangoes.
Yeah, you got to realize that the first few years here, we had a rainy season, we had a dry season. Each one of them are about kind of 6 months, and it really blended in nice. The humidity gets out of sight, but you can always look forward to the rainy season when you got some cooler nights, and of course that's when all the veggies and everything grows real well. 2018 started the drought here, and 2019 was worse. 2020 now, we're finally getting some rain during the summertime. The rainy season really starts kind of in August and September, and we've already had a fairly good June with rain. Not too bad a July with rain. I mean, it definitely ain't the dry season. I'm hoping we're out of the drought, because that beautiful garden and all that produce we used to show you has been non-existent for about the last year and a half, because it just, like I said, our gorgeous banana fields and all the bananas are just about totaled, period. And they're going to all have to be dug up, and we're going to have to replant fresh here again in order to get back to where we were at.
At the end, I said, with no helmet, so no lights on, geese go figure.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no lights, no helmet. No, at the side, this is what he's talking. The mirror, ate.
Oh
The
yeah,
side,
yeah. No
there's
side mirrors.
no side mirror. Almost
So
no side mirror.
they don't even know who's in back of them.
Yeah.
And you don't want them to turn around and look for you because then they don't know where they're going.
Just
Yeah, it's like I said, it's definitely an experience.
they won't look.
Definitely an experience in that. And like I said, they don't fix anything. It's a duct tape, tie wire, repair, and back on the road. If duct tape and tie wire can put her back together, that's exactly what we do. Period. Yeah. Oh boy. But still, I wouldn't trade it for anything. I have
The
a lot of
chicken, but
experience in fixing and repair different stuff and that. Uh, like I got, the chickens are going after our puppies. you, you can hear them crying in the background. Uh, so I've got a lot of different experience, you know, working, fixing, repairing stuff, building stuff, and everything else. I mean, when I was in Montana, I cut down the trees. I shaved them, I notched them, I built my cabin and my barn frame out of it and everything else, and that's how I lived there. So I did basically all the work by myself with a little bit of help once in a while, and especially when I had to lift the 12-foot round timbers up and set them upright. I needed help to that, but that was about it. So after a while, you kind of learn a lot of the different things and that. And I brought all that knowledge with me when I came to the Philippines, which has helped us. I don't need a fancy house. I don't need a fancy car. Like I said, our Pajaro, it looks nice. It's beautiful inside. Uh, it's 18 years old. So to give you a little bit of an idea. And we've probably stuck 60,000 pesos into it since I've had it just to try to bring everything up to date again. But uh, that's kind of the way I've lived my whole life, and Beth and I are living that way now. We're doing okay. Being here in the Philippines, if you got food on the table, a roof over your head, you're doing good. You know, uh, everything else is gravy. Everything else is a bonus here. Because that's how the people live here. If they got food on the table and a roof over their head, you know that's the big thing. If you got those, the rest comes. But like I said, everything else is a bonus. Everything else is on top of that. Kind of gravy on the potatoes type thing. Except here, it's gravy on the rice. they don't. Don't, even though I can buy potatoes in the market, most of people don't eat it here. They're a rice culture, 150%. I'll tell you, period. And it's rice 3 times a day: breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or breakfast, dinner, and lunch, however you do it. Period. It's rice, 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 some kind of pork, bones, or dried fish. Oh yeah, and that kind of gets some used to too. But that's kind of the way life is here. Well, I don't know where Beth went here. Uh, she seems to be out and about, probably trying to save one of the puppies. The chickens go after the puppies and peck them in the head and everything like that. And of course, the puppies go crazy. And that, so, yeah, I was mentioning before that I kind of do research on the internet every day. I generally am up 3, 4 in the morning and spend 2, 3, 4 hours, on the internet, just kind of seeing what happened around the world. I've got certain um, conservative sites I go to and I've gone to for years and years. Uh, it basically gives me the background into information that I think is really a need to know. And so few people have an idea of what's really going on out there. And most of the mainstream media, I'll tell you what, they're lying to you. They're not giving you the whole story. And like a lot of videos, it's more an agenda than anything like that.
I'm back. Sorry.
Oh, wow, she's back.
The hen. Sorry guys, I'm back because the hen picked the puppies on the head. In the head, rather. Get that right, Philip. They drive. I love watching your videos, especially... nagbalik-balik naman pa ni. David Tucker. Looking great here. Boiling? Bowling Green, Kentucky. Love your videos. Are you guys still selling
Oh, Bowling Green, Kentucky. Yeah, home of the Corvette. Yes.
What is that?
The Chevy Corvette.
Ford?
Oh, they got the big museum in Bowling Green, Kentucky, the Corvette. So, yeah, yep. Like I tell you, driving truck for 16 years, I've been just about everywhere in the U.S., from border to border, north to south, east to west. Yep.
Are you guys still selling both properties?
Our property in town sold.
Yeah, already
Oh,
sold
gosh,
last year.
10 months ago. The farm here, yep. We've decided that we need a change, um, just a change of scenery, a change of environment, and
You relax. We relax.
I want to retire.
Finally,
I thought I
Felix.
retired at 62. I'm now 72, and I realize every day I ain't retired yet. And I kind of want to, and maybe get
Are you sure?
a chance to see more of the Philippines. And I mean, we're padlocked to this place. Once you have a farm like this, you're kind of landlocked into it, and that because your animals, I mean, you have responsibilities every single day. And even though we got hired hands that we can take a day off or two or three and go like down to Tagbilaran, at least we've got somebody here right now that can help at least feed the animals. That's the big thing. I don't care if anything else gets done on those days, but you can't really go overnight. You know, that's kind of asking more of the help than I really want to. Excuse me. Uh, and so if we do, it's just a day trip. And about Tagbilaran is about as far as we can go in a day. And of course, now with the lockdown, we really can't leave the island at all. And the island, like I said, is about 60 miles top to bottom and about 40 miles east to west. So that's about as big as it is here. So a lot of place to get lost in, that's definitely, and there's a lot of good things to see here too. And we really haven't had a chance to do a lot of that, and hopefully we will. What?
Really?
Yes. I guess.
So that's it.
Yeah, and as far as restarting my video, I probably won't, but maybe do some of this once in a while instead. Is do a live thing with Beth here and kind of bring you up to date. You know what's all been happening. Hopefully, we can get back to the type of rain we had in 2017 and before. Actually, 2017 I call the year of the rain. Up until that point, from 2012 to 2017, you could pretty well count on 6 months rain, 6 months heat, and humidity, and plenty of both. 2017 was the year that stands out because it never did stop raining. Out of the 12 months, we had 10 months of 18 to 20 days of rain per month. Just completely unheard of here, completely unheard of. 2019, back to kind of a little bit of a rainy season. 2019 was an absolute disaster last year. We just never really got rain. Anybody that planted rice, I'll tell you, unless there just was nothing there. So we actually haven't planted rice. We're not going to this year, even though we're starting to get rain now. We maybe could a little bit later, it's come around September. But 2019 and 2018. So it's been quite a while. And like I said, the devastation, the drought and the heat has done to our planting here, and the mango trees came through it okay. I'm really surprised, but the banana trees, wow, absolutely massacred. We probably lost everything here, and the lack of rain, lack of moisture.
So, well, good night. It's 9 o'clock here. Time to bed. Take care. Thank you so much, Sir David Tucker. Thank you for your time, sir. God bless. So, it's 9 o'clock there. Where he's from?
Oh, I ain't got my watch on. What time is it here?
8. Oh, 9:47.
Oh yeah, yeah. From the
24
Wisconsin,
hours.
9 o'clock at night. You're probably what
Oh,
on the
8 hours.
East Coast or Central? Well, it's Florida, East Coast.
That's Florida.
Yeah.
Same time here, but it's night there.
Yep.
Oh, I see. Thank you, guys.
And then you got to go back to the Midwest. You go back an hour in Mountain Time's an hour back, and the West Coast Time's another hour back. See, they don't get that here because they're on one time zone here. Period. You know, because the Philippines ain't that big anyway. But even China, here, even though they are huge, is only one time zone, which is kind of hard. So some people are waking up in the dark, going to work in the dark. Other people are, you know, like I said, it really kind of strange to think that the whole of China is one time zone, but it is.
David Tucker, her in Kentucky. Ah, Kentucky is a place.
Oh yeah, Kentucky. That would be.
I
Then
thought
they're
school.
in Central Time Zone, so yeah, they'll be an hour back. So. See, they don't, like I said, they don't understand that here so much time zones. How could one country be in 4 different times? Period. And that's not even including Alaska and Hawaii, which kind of really throws them for a loop. But yeah, it's kind of the way it is.
At the end, I said, here is 9:45 p.m. At the end, guys, is from Canada.
Yeah.
So Canada is one.
They're on the East Coast.
One.
They're in the Eastern Time Zone, so they'll be the same time we are here, half a day removed back.
So they have one.
So it's 9:45
46.
Sunday night. No, Saturday night, and we're 9:45 Sunday morning here. So yeah, you're 12 hours removed from us.
At you only have one. Say tawag ani.
What?
So, what I mean, it's like USA 3.
Yeah, Canada has 4 too.
4.
Yeah, and I
see.
don't know. Is Newfoundland maybe on a 5th time zone? I can't even remember, but I think they just have 4 time zones in Canada.
4 time zone.
You'll have to let us know here.
Hi, Philip and Beth. I miss Philip's walkabouts. Greetings from Orlando, Florida. It's 9:50 p.m. here.
Yep.
Different. Oh, Florida. Thank you, Mom Ladybug.
Yeah, and see, they don't understand daylight saving time and that here either at all. When you mention, well, daylight saving time, like I said, it's one time year round here, period. Nothing really changes. So it's kind of hard for them to kind of grasp the concept of
here
falling behind and jumping forward.
Sir, I quote from New York. He's the one who said here is 9:45 time to
Yeah, Kentucky will be
New York.
Will be Central Time Zone, I do believe. But New York and the East Coast is Eastern, and it's Eastern Daylight Time now. So that'll really confuse. Not Eastern Standard Time; it's Eastern Daylight Time.
At the end, I said it's Eastern Standard Time here, same in Florida. What is Eastern Standard?
Yeah.
Huh?
Eastern Standard Time, the same as Florida. Yeah, I might be kind of backwards on this myself, but and some states don't change their clocks. So yeah, I've been away from it for 10 years now. I'm kind of kind of losing a few brain cells too.
When is Philip going to do his morning walkabout?
Oh boy.
I do miss it. Hi, mom. This. I think this is going to be our walkabout here live every Sunday instead of walkabout.
Yeah, I might have to get out in the yard there once or twice, and I haven't used the camera since I did the last one, which is, oh gosh, like I said, it was way back to February. So uh, I'll think about it. Okay. I'm not going to promise or guarantee anything, and that. Uh, and sometimes you just need a break too, um, to get away from that for a while. And like I said, sometimes the drama gets carried away, and that surely definitely happened here and in this part of Bohol. Uh, and get to somewhere else. Yeah. Hmm.
Yes, I will waiting for it. Do you have plans to visit the US?
No. Uh, I would like to now with what's going on there. I when I moved here, I first came here back in 2010 in May. Beth and I met, and I came here and spent 4 months. Basically, went back home. I gave myself when I got home. I got the return flight back here. I gave myself 30 days to sell everything, give it away, or whatever. And I spent the next 30 days selling everything, giving it away, or whatever, and that. And I knew then when I came here, because I'd spent enough time there to realize that off my Social Security, there was no way I was going to live there. Uh, that I was just every month I was losing, and in a matter of a few years, I would have basically been without. And then knowing how the cost of living has gone up through my lifetime, and that it just dawned on me that, boy, 1,000 US dollars a month doesn't even hit the bottom of the poverty level, much less the top of the poverty level. Just impossible. And then Medicare and Medicaid came in and decided they're going to take 150 of that, so I'd have Medicare and Medicaid.
Okay, you're back again.
And when I looked at that, no way can you live there. You'd be able to have a place to live, either rent, buying, out of the question. Uh, I mean, you're basically giving up something that you desperately need, like a vehicle. You're cutting back on your food. Uh, you're cutting back on the kind of place you can afford to rent or whatever. I couldn't see that. And like I said, the best move I made was here. At least that converts now to 50,000 pesos. That's not, what should I say, a super good living here, but it's adequate. You can get by on that. I did a video a long time ago about so many foreigners asking, what's the minimum amount that you would require that a person needs a month there? And I said $1,000. When I moved here, the exchange rate was only 43 pesos to the dollar. So it was tough the first while we were here and everything. And living the first year and a half or so in Mactan, which is just across from Cebu, Lapu-Lapu, and that. But like I said, at least it was something. Over the course of the last few years, that went up as high as 53 exchange rate, which was back last year, about a year and a half ago. Since then, it's been on a downward spiral. I think it's down to 49 something now, but at least around 50 there. It's substantial. You can live off of it. And everything we did on the farm. was just being able to, like I said, I lived, uh, probably I'd consider myself lower middle class or upper lower class, where you had to budget everything. It was the only way you were going to get by. I got so used to it that it was nothing to start budgeting here. And that's what we do every single month in that, in order to keep the whole thing
Yeah.
rolling.
A hurricane is expected to slam into Florida in a few hours. Wala, may gulay, take good care.
Yeah, Hurricane Isaac, I think it is. Boo, I'm not sure. I haven't looked at it yet, but yeah, southern Florida is supposed to get hit pretty bad. So anybody that's down in that area, or even to the north, I know you're going to get that horizontal rain coming up from the south. I know that because that's just how it rains in Florida.
That's very dangerous dahil
Yeah. Oh gosh, a hurricane. Yeah, you can get 60, 70, 80 mile per hour winds, even on the outskirts, like up in Jacksonville, around there, northern Florida, Tallahassee, and that. You can still get 50 to 60 mile an hour winds. Boy, and I'm telling you, that is huge, huge. Period. Uh, that's here like 100 kilometers. 100 kilometer per mile hour wind.
Wow.
That's devastating, period, and it can be devastating. And that, so, yeah, all you people in Florida, we pray for you. Batten
Yes.
down the hatches. Be safe. If you're in an area where you need to get out, man, get out. It ain't nothing, no matter how valuable it may seem, is worth losing your life over, or even being injured. It just isn't worth it at all. Escape
Yeah.
to safe ground, and that we're fortunate here. We have not had any type of substantial hurricane in the south here. Now, when you get farther north, they've gotten everything up there. When you get around Manila, Batangas, and everything else up there, and then north through Luzon,
Yeah, the Pacific facing
they get everything that comes through here. It seems everything goes to the north. So basically, down here in Cebu, Bohol, Mindanao, southern Mindanao gets a lot more than we do here. We're kind of shielded because we're in the middle here. We're kind of shielded by most other islands all around us. I think that helps us here.
Yeah.
But I remember way back in what was it, 2013? Boy, we got pretty intense rain and wind here.
Yeah, that's the
But that's about the
Yolanda.
last one.
That's the Yolanda
Yeah, that's
hurricane,
the one that
guys.
hit Yolanda, and just
It's not
basically,
really good.
well, just basically destroyed that whole part of the country. And of course, the people on the coast here, if you're on the eastern seaboard here, along Leyte and the central part of the Visayas and that,
Yeah, summer.
boy, they get hit with everything that comes through here.
Yeah.
The life there has just got to be exceedingly tough. Period.
Doon. Yeah. I-Court, keep safe. Yeah, keep safe, Sir I-Court. Prayers for you, Sir I-Court. That is true. Everything is
One
expensive.
bedroom in Orlando is about 1,100. You see how far my $1,000 would have gone? Holy! I see some of the prices because, like I said, I go on the internet every day and I see some. I'm going, God, how do you people? Wow, Of course, I was a wild youth, and I should have put money way back when I didn't really give it to. I enjoyed life partying and everything like that. So I wound up with no pension, and so it's just Social Security for me and that. And you look at the amount of Americans that, and I would venture a guess, probably 15%, maybe as high as 20, are living on Social Security alone. And I'm telling you, we made good dollars back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. I mean, the dollars were fine. I actually had a better lifestyle then than I've had since. And now those dollars are all so cheap, period. So all them good dollars went into my Social Security account. Over the years, they turned into them cheap dollars. And on account of nothing I did, period, what the government did, they took me from at least a fairly substantial being able to live to basically below poverty to, like I said, to being destitute. And so many Americans are in that position right now, and I feel sorry for every one of them because I know what that feels like, period. And I can remember back in the 50s when they talked about Social Security net, and Roosevelt started it, I do believe. You can correct me if I'm wrong. It was social insurance. It was like your car insurance. You're paying car insurance every year, so if you get in an accident, you got something to cover you. But at the end of the year, if you don't have an accident, you don't get your money back. You know, you know. And I
Same.
look at Social Security, they put money in there. I look at it should have always been an insurance policy. If you didn't make it, that's for you. Period. If you made it big time and got this big bank account, it's not for you. You don't get it back. And I know people will holler at me, well, what's fair for one is fair for all. No, it ain't. You talk to your car dealer about that. Well, go in the next time and you tell him, I want my insurance back for last year. He's going to laugh at you. He's going to say, this guy hasn't got all of his marbles together here. And to me, that's what Social Security. Of course, then of course they hollered. The rich people hollered and decided that they should eat it too. There are some people on Social Security making $3,000, $3,500 a month. And I knew couples back there before I left that their Social Security check was their gambling money. That's not what it was intended for. Social Security check was their holiday vacation, their month holiday vacation every year.
Oh, wow.
That's not what it was intended for. Oh, well, we are what we are, and we get what we get. But I should do a whole squeal on all that stuff.
Wala din na church.
You back up?
Yes, it's back. Then it said did not charge.
Anyhow,
It doesn't
oh, we're not.
It's not charging the phone. Wait, guys. I'm checking here that.
Is it charging?
Can you unplug out? Okay, it's charging now.
Okay, we're back in business, I think.
Hala. This might be.
Oh, you're using
Yeah,
one of
okay.
those short ones?
No, that's.
You sure?
Juniper smile is contagious, lol. Yeah, I read that because this is the fast here. Takes so long here on the computer. Juniper smile is contagious. Ay, ano naman ini ko ah? I don't get it.
Well, I don't know what you're looking at. I can't read that small print on the screen. Like I said, I'm not far enough away that it works. I'm not close enough that the bottom works. So I'm kind of halfway in between. Yeah.
I cannot read here anymore.
But one bedroom in Orlando. Wow. Well, and I can kind of understand. Boy, that's a huge tourist area with Disneyland, Disney World, and then Kissimmee and all that other stuff through there. And that, wow, yeah, crazy, crazy.
Nagbalik-balik kami na akong message. So I think,
Are we still on?
yeah, we're still on here.
Oh, okay.
But the light, how come maybe it's not charging?
Well, you got the wrong one in there. You got to have the one with the long one in.
That's the long one.
That's the long one.
Yeah, okay. I think
Yeah,
it's
you're going to
working
be
now.
out of things here pretty soon. Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody that came online and are listening to us both gabber away here about a little bit about everything and anything. Ah, I guess that's what live chat's all about. You know, whatever kind of comes up, answer some questions that come up from the viewers, and throw a few stories in there. And I'm old enough to have a lot of stories, a lot of experience, maybe too much experience. But
One show the message. Oh wow, it takes so long here.
yeah, I know
Hey,
everything is.
that's true.
What?
That's true. Everything is expensive here. I
Oh,
don't blame you. Your dollar goes a long way in Bohol.
oh yeah, like I said, boy, that's one of the main reasons, you know, I decided on the Philippines. The other reason I decided on the Philippines, a lot of people ask that too, is because it's a Christian nation. Unlike Thailand, unlike Vietnam, and of course Indonesia, and that way and everything else, it's mostly Muslim. Uh, so I thought this was by far, by far the best for me, and my kind of mental position and everything like that, and what I believe in and that. So that's why I chose the Philippines, and still to, like I said, to this day, they're really the only Christian nation, you know, in Asia here, even though there's a lot of Christian communities around Asia, and that. And I just read a report this morning that China is now basically outlawing all religions, not only just Christianity, and
Yeah, it's
actually
not,
tearing down churches
not allowed.
and just, yeah, they're putting a crimp on it. And I feel sorry, boy, if there's anybody that's come on here from Hong Kong or that. I feel sorry for you people. What China is doing right now is pretty preposterous. And basically, they had promised the Hong Kong people that they would remain mostly independent until 2049 because the agreement was reached in 1999 on a 50-year deal. And already it's not even, you know, 2020, and they're clamping down on the people and wanting them to teach, you know, communist ideals in the schools, and no protest.
Yeah.
Wow, pretty
Hello,
outrageous.
ma'am. Hello, ma'am Jumbo 360. Thank you so much, ma'am, for having here. I court. What's the price for the hectare of the land by the sea in your area?
Oh boy, once you talk about a hectare is about 2.2 acres. If you're from that part of the country or you're familiar with an acre, I mean it's a good size. We got a hectare and a half here. Uh, Once you mention by the ocean, double, triple, quadruple the price. Just if you could a hectare by the ocean, I would. Oh gosh, how many millions of pesos that would cost? You can barely buy a lot if you got oceanfront property. You better compare prices to what they are in the U.S. I mean, it's only the rich that can afford that here, or that the family has passed on through generation and generation. Now you can buy a higher elevation up in the mountains that overlooks the ocean, and you may be, you know, kilometer, 2, 3 kilometers from the ocean. You know, much better to have a view at least, but to actually have oceanfront property, you can walk out your door. No, that's for the filthy rich here. Uh, we looked at some, and this is 10 years ago, and for a small little lot big enough to just put a house on was 1,000,000 pesos, which is $20,000. To people in the U.S., that's not much, and that, but when you're looking at, a hectare-sized lot on the ocean, you're probably talking about, oh God, I don't know, 20 million pesos. So, 300,000 U.S. dollars or more, up to 500,000 pesos, which would be 10,000 U.S. dollars. It's hard to tell. It depends which area you're in. Yeah, and a lot of oceanfront property here does not have sand. You just border on where the water washes up on amongst the trees. Most of the good sand type property is unavailable because it's located in a family who has built a business with it, or it's owned by resorts here. You go down to Panglao, some of the best beaches in the Philippines and that, and it's all big corporations and that build hotels down there and that. Uh, so comparable to what it would be in the U.S. Now, there's 7,000 islands here. Most people don't know that. They look at the biggies and everything like that, 15, 20 big islands here. But there's actually about 7,000 islands here. And to be able to purchase some of that, I'm sure the rich are looking at right now to escape the U.S. and that, to buy islands here. And that thing about buying property here, you cannot buy it as a foreigner. You have to buy it through a Filipino. So if you come here with the idea of meeting a young lady and getting married in that, she can buy it. It will not be in your name. I don't know how the big casinos worked out. I'm sure money deals were worked out with the government in order that they could come in and be able to fund a lot of that. I have no idea how that works here, period. It's just like if any foreigner wants to come here and is asking, can I get a job? You come here and want to live here, you better have enough money in order to survive through some kind of income, whether it's a pension plan, savings account, like with me, Social Security, even raising pigs, raising chickens, and we've done both of them, and that you're not going to make any money here. You're just not. So many foreigners come in there establishing these big pig operations, knowing that pork is the thing here. And I know in this part of Bohol, they destroyed the whole market, period. And the ones that do have the big pig places right now, if you haven't got auxiliary money coming in from somewhere else, you're out of business, period. And I know 3 or 4 of them here that basically are out of business, period. One is still operational, I think, because he's getting money off his YouTube account in order to keep him operational. But and for the locals, like I said, they destroyed the local market, and they didn't realize how because all at once the competition increased, the prices started to go up, and the people can't afford it. Period. So even a lot of the locals that live off their piglet production is an extra few thousand pesos in the course of a year, aren't able to sell their pigs. So it turned out to be more of a disaster than, like I said, than anything else. So I suggest anybody that wants to move here, plenty of nice country young ladies here and that, but have sufficient money to be able to live. Because as far as employment nah. And plus the pesos you're going to make, you're not going to work for 300 pesos, $6 a day. So yeah. you better have, somehow the money coming in or available every month in order to be able to live. And you really don't want to take a job away from a Filipino. The jobs are so few and far between the way they are right now. They say the unemployment rate here is, I don't know, 8, 9, 10%. Oh, God. I got to laugh every time I see that. Oh, where we're at out here, I would say the employment rate's close to 80%. Okay? And in most of the country it is. They call employment if you plant rice once a year and are able to pull in a crop, you're employed. and, and basically live off that. Oh, you were employed. uh, that just doesn't exist. Anyhow,
I don't know how to do that.
we could do many programs on that. But my best advice: make sure you have sufficient funds in order to be able to stay here. Period, and give some back to the people here. Uh, Boy, it's just such a desperate need. And I'm one that we live out in the country, we live amongst them, and a lot of the foreigners refuse to do that, period. And that's fine. Uh, everybody to their own. But in some measure, try to give something back, period. And if you're a YouTuber here, making money off the Philippines and the people and the tourist things here and everything like that, you should be giving most of your YouTube money back into the community where you're at somehow or other, and that's all changing little by little here because too many foreign YouTubers here have really destroyed the market.
I don't get it here.
Anyhow, I think we're
Here, as I said, Beth, turn on your super chat. Is easy. Click your photo on top right. Click YouTube Studio. Click monetization on the left. Scroll down. Click supers on the right. Or ask Philip to do it for you.
Do you know what that is? I am pretty ignorant when it comes to this stuff. I know how to turn it on. I know how to go certain places, and that's it. Period.
Sorry, Mom. I don't know. Yeah, everything is on here, but I don't know. I did not see the super chat.
Yeah, because you got to understand. I went to, a matter of fact, when I went to college in engineering classes, we used a slide rule for calculations. No such thing as a calculator. No such thing as an electric typewriter. Some of the rich kids had them. Most of us just had a regular old plunky typewriter. You had to do your term papers and everything else with footnotes, the whole gall darn works. And if you're like me, I'm about a four-finger typist. I don't do very well at that. Like I said, I made one mistake in high school. Should have taken a typing class for a year or two, because I'll tell you, it makes all the difference in the world, and especially now with the laptops and everything, the computers. But I grew up, like I said, we in the house never had a color TV. Uh, Black and white. As a matter of fact, there was only one family, the richest family in town, that owned a color TV, and they always invited us over for New Year's, so that we could watch all the parades and everything else on New Year's with all the colors and that. So it was a completely different age.
I court good info. Good information you shared. I court. What about the fish farming business?
Yeah, we had a neighbor here buy what they call a pump boat and was going to use it, I guess, for fishing and that. He's selling. So maybe that isn't. You got to remember that families have established their business here over generations, and to try to break into that, pretty difficult. Number one. Number two, they're fishing out a lot of areas. Number three, you're beginning to compete with the very people you're living with, and that can cause a lot of consternation. Period. Oh boy, yeah, it's don't ever plan coming here to do something to make a living. Period. Which kind of throws out a lot of people that aren't retirement age that can't get a pension, uh, or too young for Social Security. Boy, uh, the only other thing I've run into are expats that have family members that support them while they're here until they can get something going. You know, even just a little bit going. But some of that family support goes on for 10, 15, 20 years. And we've met families here that,
Right here. Right here. It's bad.
oh,
Is that is that business lucrative?
what the business?
Is that business lucrative?
Lucrative? Uh, like I said, to try to set up your own business here and compete with the locals, you're not going to make friends very readily. We have a neighbor right kind of around the corner from whose family's involved in the fishing industry here in Bohol, and they do fairly well. They've basically just remodeled their house and everything else and are doing good. But it's been in the family for generations. They've been doing this. The grandpa, the father, and now the son's doing it. Uh, and it's taken them that long to build a sufficient business that they can all live off of that. So to come in here and break into that, boy, I don't know what to say. My best advice is plan that you're not going to make a penny here and go accordingly. Have the sufficient funds through family, a pension, Social Security, savings account, uh, whatever, that you can survive here. You can make a little extra, like we do with our piglets, like we did with our chickens and that just kind of help supplement us. You can't maintain a livelihood just off that alone. There's just no way you're going to be able to do it. The only way the locals do it, just look at how they live. I mean, they survive off $5, $6 a day, and they do survive. You would probably not live how they live. You would probably not eat the food that they eat. They've been doing it all their lives, and that. And you see some of the homes out here, and we can't call them homes. Most people would call all the places out here shacks. Uh, but to them, it's home, and it's what they know. It's what they've got. Uh, when an average worker in town makes 15 to 18,000 pesos a month, oh, let me just put that in perspective. That's $300 in a month. Divide that by the 4.3 weeks in a month and everything else. Uh, it's pretty basic living, period. And yes, you can do it if you want to live like them. I have yet to meet a foreigner that wants to live the way they do, period. Beth and I are as close as they come. Like I said, we lived in Anipa out here for the first 5 years we were out on the farm, period. 2 years ago, we took off the Nipa roof because there was more water coming in than it was shedding. Uh, put up an aluminum metal roof and then put a small room on each side so we could make it bigger. Because I guarantee you, our Nipa hut, the main Nipa hut we lived in for 5 years, your living room's probably bigger, period. Uh, that was fine. You know, like I said, for us, it was a way to stay out of the rain, a place to eat. It was good enough, period. For foreigners, uh, and if you want to build an all brick house, a minimum of a couple million pesos probably to get you there. And now you're going to be taxed, a property tax. They just came around months ago And they came up here because they knew there was a foreigner living up here, and they saw the house and they're going, whoops, you don't qualify because our concrete only comes up about 3 feet, and then the rest is all wood frame and what do you call the siding, Beth?
Amakan.
Mactan siding and that. Uh, and jealousy windows, which actually open up, which means they're open to the outside. It's not a closed window at all, period. So we didn't qualify, which was okay with me, because your property tax would have gone up and that. And that's strictly for all brick homes, period. They're deciding on a property tax.
Yeah. Agustin Lopez. Hello, beautiful people.
Uh,
One hand wash on the other hand. Court.
yep.
Yes, Beth. So when when you live, someone will click super chat and give a certain amount. Oh, I see. I don't know that, Mom.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about doing solar energy for the property?
Yes. Because I was familiar with it somewhat from the States. Uh, at the time that we started here and that, we didn't have the funds to do it. We probably could have started real small and then built up as we went here. And they do get a lot of sunshine here, no question about it. And anybody that can afford to be able to stick 10, 15,000 into it. So we're talking $500,000 to $1,000,000 into an energy system here. You can probably be energy self-sufficient here because, like I said, out of the 365 days, the sun's probably out about 300 of it, and especially in this locale. And then you even get some even when it's cloudy out too. You'll get some take on the solar. We just didn't have the funds to do it at the time. We had other more pressing issues that we had to do. So that was always put on the back burner for a later date, and that later date never came. Oh well, we're getting by, period. Most people out in the country here that can afford it have a generator. And then when the electricity goes out, like this last week, we lost it 2, 3 times. And that's kind of uncommon, but on the average, once a week, you'll lose electricity for a small amount of time, period. You get a thunderstorm, a good thunder lightning storm, you're definitely going to lose it for a period of time. And most people have a small generator, just like 2,500, 3,000, 3,500 watts, enough that they can just turn it on to support the lights and maybe a refrigerator, period. The longest time we ever went without electricity was the earthquake here that we had 3 years ago.
The typhoon too.
It devastated. I mean, and they were talking possibly a month to get electricity up here. It didn't go that long. It went
3 months.
Yeah, well, it only went 2, 3 weeks.
Not 3 months.
Till we got juice back here. But I'm telling you, we had 2 freezers full of meat. We ate a lot of meat. I'll tell you. And we gave a lot of meat away for the simple reason, once it's thawed out, you ain't gonna. And that was the worst we've ever had, and that was like once. And that we maybe lost it early on during the typhoon for a day or so. That's survivable. A day or two, as long as you leave the freezer cold and everything like that, you're generally okay for a day or two. If it's going to get into a week, well, yeah, you're kind of out of luck. And then you need a bigger generator. Then you should look at a 5,000 watt or above, and that. But then again, out in the country, take our place out here. God, who owns a refrigerator or a freezer? Nobody. There's just no such thing out here. That's why they're buying food every single day, period, and going down every day and buying food. And they'll cook rice, and the rice they'll cook enough to last for a couple days, and it'll keep out in the open. You know, of course, you cover it and that. It'll last for a couple days and still be good. Uh, that's how they survive here. Period. Uh, they're not used to such luxuries, and I mean that's a big luxury. Having a car, that's a super luxury for anybody out in this part of the country. Unless you have an OFW, an overseas foreign worker working somewhere else in the world, sending money back to your family here, the chance of having any of these things is zero. Period. It just does not exist. A matter of fact, probably the biggest business in the Philippines is 2.5 billion pesos comes in here every month from overseas workers back to their families here. It keeps this country running. It's why there's approximately 10 million Filipinos overseas. Some legally, some illegally, but they're still overseas sending money back here.
You wait. I'm trying to figure it out. Where is that? Is it rabbit raising? Rabbit raising is now on demand. I think they are promoting rabbit meat in the Philippines. Oh,
Yeah, we raise some Filipino fish too, and we don't get a
tilapia.
lot. Uh, but when the pond was up and running, of course the pond ain't been up and doing much of anything for the last 3 years. But we do have a little pond. We always keep water next to the house here. Uh, Actually, what it looks like, we've tried to figure out what it is. It looks like a military lookout because we can see Cebu from here. A military lookout for anybody landing on the coast here, probably from World War II. We use it basically as a fish pond, a little fish pond, because it's about 3 foot deep. It's something somebody could stand down in there with a rifle and before the trees, now the trees are so grown up in the vegetation, but way back in the 40s, I'll bet you could see all the way down to the coast from here because we're not that far away. And you can see Cebu. You could see anybody coming from that direction from here. So it might have been a military lookout. Anyway, just some important little historical facts. But we do have some Philipia. We get a few kilos out of it, maybe
Tilapia.
twice
That's
a year.
tilapia.
Tilapia or
Yeah,
whatever.
tilapia. I need to on here. Yeah, you just you need to
Anyhow,
turn on the.
how long? We've been on here way too long already, honey. We should
I
go. I ain't got my watch, so I can't even tell what time it is. 10:35. Wow. Oh, I gotta get up and walk around. Keep talking.
yeah, Philip, but keep sore, guys. Sorry. I don't know really the super chat here, but I need to figure it out where to go here. Uh, the computers is not really the same to the phone. It's fast, a little bit fast. Yes, lumani ang naglibog ko ani. I lost here. Ano man ni? Very informative, Sir Philip and Beth. Thank you, Mom, my dear dearie. I know because of the pandemic situation that business is slow now, but have a very tough because operating a air air bomb business on your property. I don't know. So, I must say this, Beth. Hands are pretty good at growing plants, fruits. Thank you.
What?
Here, you should answer this one.
What's there to answer?
Uh, Very informative, Sir Philip and Beth. Thank you. Yeah, thank you too, Mom, for listening here. I know because of the pandemic situation that business is slow now, but have a very tough of operating air bomb business on your property. What is air bomb? Is this air? What is that? Airbnb. Airbnb business.
Oh, I'm not sure what that is.
What is this I court, sir? What is this Airbnb business? I must say this. Beth has a pretty good at growing plants.
Yeah, she's good at that.
I love plants, everything, gardening. I was fun talking, Beth. You need some time to create your super chat.
Yeah, we'll have to look into that. Never heard of that before.
It's
But
like it's like guest house. He said
oh,
it's like a
yeah.
guest house.
Yeah.
Ano naman siya? Ay, ano pa ni siya? I don't know this one really what he mean. Slow mode on. Send a message every 60
Yeah, we
minutes.
kind of talk a little bit about everything here. And to kind of let you know, especially what my thoughts are and how I react to most of this stuff. But I wish I had had so much of this information when I was thinking of coming. When I stepped foot at Mactan Airport there in Cebu, I'll tell you what. The amount I knew about the Philippines, I could have put in my little finger. I know I was in the Navy, and I'd heard about it from a lot of Westpac sailors and that, but I was on board submarines. We didn't get ports of call. Uh, so that's all I really knew about the Philippines. I had to actually look on the map to see where Cebu and Manila was before I even uh, came here. So to have more knowledge, because 10 years ago there just wasn't anybody basically on doing anything like this, even though I was on the computer at that time, because that's how I met Beth, uh, through one of the dating services there. But boy, like I said, people now you can be in Australia, you can be in England, you can be in the States and get Canada and get a whole lot of information that I wish I'd had before I even started this. Would have made the transition so much better and probably so much faster than I was able to do, and that. But it's all worked out in the long run. But I call it my doctorate in the School of Hard Knocks.
What is that? Huh?
And I'm telling you what, I passed with flying colors. Oh boy, she's asking what the School of Hard Knocks is. That's where you learn from just your daily living experience and get knocked around a bit before you kind of get it, what's really going on. The School of Hard Knocks. And if I had to look back at my whole life, I would say I've got a doctorate in the School of Hard Knocks, period. Uh, and a lot of it did not come very easily either. and some of it did, So all of it together has worked out to the benefit in that. And even talking to some of the newer comers here, the last few months to year to 2 years, and that it's like, boy, yeah, uh, they're asking some of those same questions and that I asked years ago. So anybody that can be on here, uh, and just not to our site, to other sites here also, to get an idea of what life is really like here in the Philippines and what it takes to be able to live here. Uh, there's a lot of false assumptions out there, a lot of false assumptions. Right now, everybody coming here is becoming a YouTuber, and it's basically destroyed the whole YouTube concept here. Uh, we got good people on, and then we got some scammers and thieves and liars on also, and pretty hard to separate them. And especially when some of them do some good stuff in the process of all the other stuff, uh, uh, it's impossible for you viewing to be able to split the difference there. So I kind of feel sorry for some of the people who've given a lot of time and money to some of these and that, and gone into their pockets and into their livelihood. And that's about, and to me, that's not what YouTube should be all about, what monetizing. I know a lot of them in the U.S., like I said, I just found out way back a few months ago, the number one job that high school graduates and college students want is to be a YouTuber, a blogger, because they can sit at home at the kitchen table in their pajamas and take in money. Period. Not have to leave the house, and sometimes oodles and oodles of money. I'm amazed at the amount of money some bloggers here have made. Wow, just floors me. Period. I'd never do that. I'd never do that. This has never been about to increase our lifestyle, to have us move into a different category of upwardly mobile. we are stationary mobile. Uh, I I just, like I said, I never agreed with that uh, way of doing things. But YouTube has become a channel that has made a lot of people just not even wealthy, but more wealthy. Uh, when you look at the viewers that somebody has out there, like the movie stars or the Kardashian family, and how much money they're making a month just off YouTube through the advertisements and that, just beyond comprehension, period. And like I said, we've got a few here and that have made more money than I can even begin to comprehend, and just, oh well. Uh,
I did not see that one really. The super chat. Here there is a
I don't know, Beth. She's still looking for the super chat here. I don't know. Yeah, people are coming and going, and all of you who have been with us online here, welcome. And like I said, we just kind of talk a little bit about everything, and mostly centered around our life here in the Philippines. And like I said, I've been here 10 years. It was 10 years this summer. And that, so we're working on our 11th year. And boy, any information that we can give to any foreigners that are thinking of coming here or whatever, more than happy to do so. Don't get taken for the ride that you can start a business here and make a ton of money. Wow, that's the biggest thing that I've seen is fall through here. because everybody I've seen that tried it has failed. Everyone, 100%, period. Uh, you got to realize most businesses out in the country here have been in families for generations. They've owned the land for generations, period. They pass it down to their kids and pass it down to their kids, and each one of the kids builds a house on the property. And if it's like our neighbor, that their family has a fishing business here. I don't think it's anything like it used to be and that, but the thing of it is, it was grandfather, father, and now the son that's doing it. And they've been in that. You come and try to set that up, boy, oh boy. And then some of the foreigners wonder why they got a bad name here. It's hard enough to make a living here, but don't compete with them, period. Now they can't afford to put up a McDonald's or a Jollibee's or a Chow King or anything like that. If you got that kind of money, come on here and set up a business, period. You know, or a resort or anything like that. You got that kind of money, come here, because you will employ a vast amount of people here. But then again, like I said, if you're just going to move here and basically survival or a little bit above and have a little extra that you got here, like I said, there's no way you're really going to make money off of it. And the only ones I've heard of are some of the bloggers and YouTubers and that.
Kasakit. Ayun, balik sa naglibog naman ko ano eh. Ay, ginapatabangan. Last, once you know the, once you the message.
Well, you need to go back to there, to wherever you were at. I don't know, you got so many things lined up across the top there, I don't know where
Gutom
you're
na
at.
ko ay. I'm hungry now, darling.
No, she's just trying to get us back up here on the, there we are, on the computer screen here.
I know, Philip, we tend to regret a lot as we get older.
Yeah, boy, I'll agree. As you get older, you think back about all them years. And you know darn well you could have done something different to improve your life and everything like that. I also have kind of an idea of looking at the other side. It took all of that, the good things, the mistakes, and everything else to get where I'm at here. Or else I wouldn't be here, period. Wouldn't be with Beth. None of that probably would have happened. I got here because of all that. All regrets for all of us. I don't care who we are. You're going to have regrets one way or the other. Don't ever let them get to you. You know, you made a decision. You went forward. Just keep going forward. Today's another day. Tomorrow's another day. Period. And that live the best you can today. Yesterday you did whatever. Do the best you can today. And keep that attitude for tomorrow. And you can just, and you go on, period. I don't think there's a one of us that's done this life right once we get to an age where we look back upon it. Would I, if I went back, would I do it over? I don't think I would. I would have probably done the same, because the person I am now has been molded out of those good things, bad things, and all the things in between. Good friends, bad friends, good experiences, bad experiences. My whole attitude in life, my faith in everything has been molded around all that, period. And I look at it as how you come out in the end. And how I come out in the end here is my faith is my strength no matter what, period. And no matter what happens, I rely on that. 110%, 150%, 200%, period.
Really, really look into the air bomb business. I
Yeah, we'll
think
have to look that up. And
you
that,
both would have a fun running that type of business. Oh,
yeah, Cord, thanks much for being with us. A lot of good comments.
yeah,
I hope
thank
you
you
got
so
a
much.
little bit of feedback from this airhead here that maybe helps somewhere down the line. Uh, if you are one of the faithful, keep strong in the faith. If not, please join us. It's a good place to be, and I've got a sneaking suspicion that especially if you're in the States with what's coming down, boy, the only thing that's going to save us and whatever now is that faith. So be strong.
Well, it was a great talking, Philip and Beth. Happy Sunday.
Yep,
Yeah, thank you so much.
yep. I guess the rest of them have fallen asleep listening to us, babble on here about everything and anything, and and no matter what happens uh, during the course of live chat like this, just if you can get one little piece of info out of it that helps, uh, if in some way our thoughts, our words, and everything move you to do something, to help somebody, uh, to be a better person than you are today, tomorrow, and the next day, oh boy, then I've accomplished everything 1,000%, and Beth too, because that's what it's all about. Is when it comes down to those last few, Beth, it's not gonna be about what you got, the possession, anything. It's gonna be about them few people close to you, your friends, and those memories and everything like that. Uh, that should tell you right away what it's all about. Period. And that's kind of what it's about on this end too. With that, I should leave. That was a nice closing speech. Yep. And we need to here. It's almost 11 o'clock here. Almost time for dinner time. We need to do that too. I told you I get long-winded, and it's Sunday. We really got no plans for today, so
No,
we do have plans. Oh, yeah,
we'll buy the Landos.
yeah, we're going to Taliban. Period. Uh, in order for I don't know if I can even get into outdoors. Like I said, this is not my day to go to town, so we'll have to see. They still got a curfew at night, 9 p.m. at night to 5 a.m. in the morning, which essentially is supposed to mean nobody out at all. And then also, anybody over 65 is curfewed basically 24/7. Now, we heard different when we went down to Tag Blair, and we heard that Wednesdays and Thursdays, anybody over 65 could go. On our last two trips, nothing changed. There's plenty of checkpoints. Nobody's stopping you. Nobody's checking anything. Nothing. You just drive right through all the checkpoints, there and back. Back. What's changed? As far as we could tell, not one single thing. The only thing that's changed in the Philippines, I mean, you're going to Taliban, it's as crowded as it always was. There's as many people there as it always was. Jollibees, of course, you can't all eat together anymore. You kind of got to separate yourselves from another in the same way at Chowking and that, and any of the other small little places. The big change, everybody's got a face mask on. And I guess as far as I'm concerned, when they started supporting the peaceful demonstrations that burned down buildings and threw stuff and smacked cops with rocks and bottle rockets and everything like that. Peaceful. And no face mask. That ended it right there. Why are we even doing this? Period. And now they've been rioting there. Oh, peacefully demonstrating. Let me get that straight so you people out there that are listening don't get confused. These are all peaceful demonstrations. Uh, they can do that for the last 60 days, but everybody else has got to wear a mask? No, it should have stopped right then and there, period. And the more over the last 2 months that we've heard from doctors and physicians, they're saying they basically do no good, period, whatsoever. Basically, they're not the proper material. They're not tight fitting like they should be. And when you see the different type of face masks, even here, yeah, you begin to wonder. And I know I've worn them because, like I said, they're mandatory here, period. And that, and boy, whew, I can't wait till I take that sucker off. When you're talking about 80, 85, 90 degrees out and you got this thing covering your breathing, it's not very comfortable, period.
Yeah, it's so hot.
Yeah, so hot. So, as far as I'm concerned, we're at the point now. Let this run its course. Period. Protect the old people. Those 65 and above are most vulnerable to this thing. Protect them as best you can. Give them the best medical care you can. Use hydroxychloroquine, azithromycin, and zinc sulfate. I had that prescription on my desk here since February. It's saving lives. There's some doctors out there that have used it on 100% of their patients and saved every single one of them. They outlawed it in the U.S. How stupid. I don't even know if it's available here. I want to get a hold of the doctor here and see if that's it. If you apply this hydroxychloroquine, azithromycin, that you come down with symptoms, your chance of survival, boom, yeah, they just go through the roof. After that, once you're in intensive care or close to it, there ain't much, okay? Yeah. So, kind of go. That's kind of my feelings on what's going around here, and of course, the Philippines are kind of going through the roof here. There's 2, 3, 4,000 new cases now every day. One day it was 30 dead. I think yesterday was 17 dead. They are now 26th, according to the statistics at Worldometers, 26th in the world. So we'll kind of go from there. Are we done?
Yeah, we should go now.
Beth's hitting me in the leg. I think that means that I talk too much and it's time for me to shut up. Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you so much, guys, for listening our live here today, Sunday. So we'll be back next Sunday, maybe. So thank you, everyone. Last one word to the one who helped to the baby. Thank you for everything. You saved his life, guys. Thank you so much for the support of the baby. And now we are happy. Everything is okay now. So thank you so much. Thank you for the information, Sir Philip and Mom. Please don't call me Mom. Kalain. God bless you both. Keep always
Yeah,
safe,
everybody
always
out there.
take care.
You know,
Thank you so much.
with this thing going around,
And most
be safe.
especially, okay, most especially to Mom Ate Inday Eret. Wow, thank you so much, really, Mom. You really have you're the one who saved the baby, really. Thank you. It's not good enough, really, and only God will bless you, and only God knows will what do you call this one? Give the bounty.
Return the blessings
Yeah.
tenfold to you. always.
A million blessings.
And all
Multiple
those of you out there who've been blessed, pass it on. Pass
Yeah.
it on, pass it on, pass it on. Period.
Thank you so much. And last but not the least, to Ju and Perry. Yeah. Thank you so much, Ju, for your time, everything. You give concern to the family of Landos. Thank you so much. May God bless your family too. And we would say goodbye for now, guys. Thank you for everything.
Yep.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Yep.
We did not say the names.
Well, that's fine.
Okay.
Whatever. Oh,